Hello and thanks for joining us. The Department of State Services has alerted the public of a disturbing plan by some persons to stir up violence in parts of the country, particularly the North Central. This warning is contained in a statement released by the service on Saturday. According to the statement signed by the DSS spokesperson, Peter Afunaya, there is a plot to use students, striking university teachers, labor unions, disgruntled individuals and strategic groups to carry out a mass protest like the EndSARS protest, despite ongoing efforts by government to address the issues. The service says the aim of the plot is to cause ethno-religious crisis, ignite reprisals and heat up the polity. But according to the DSS, quote, the service is on the trail of these agents of destabilization who are desirous of using violence to achieve ulterior goals. The public should be rest assured that the service will, in conjunction with other security agencies, go after the sponsors of this scheme and ensure the law takes its course, end quote. Well, operatives of the police command in Imo State have killed 4 persons who were members, 4 hoodlums rather, who were members of a group which came in large numbers with various calibers of improvised explosive devices to set Omuma police station on fire in the early hours of Sunday. Well, a statement by the Imo State Police Public Relations Officer Michael Abatam stated that the gunmen had been shooting sporadically but were swiftly repelled by the command's tactical team and operatives of the DSS who responded immediately. He added that other members of the group scampered into the bush, with a number of them sustaining various degrees of bullet wounds. None of the joint security operatives were hurt in the incident. Mr. Abatam said 5 undetonated IEDs of different capacities were recovered from the neutralized bandits, and the bomb unit of the command has taken custody of the bombs for detonation. The police PRO further stated that the command's tactical teams are conducting a search of the bush to arrest the fleeing hoodlums. Well, the federal government says it has taken several steps towards the restoration of normal supply of electricity nationwide. In a statement signed by the Minister of Power, Abubakar Aliyu, the government said it has made some progress to address the recent challenges. The statement noted that the gas pipeline affected by acts of vandalism has been restored and the Okpai power plant has resumed power generation and currently contributing an average of 300 megawatts. Minister of Power also stated that the Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading PLC has been directed to negotiate with the NOC on an interim energy sales agreement to bring the new Okpai 2 power plant on the grid, which will contribute an additional 400 megawatts to the power capacity. Well, the statement also mentioned that the peaking of the gas pipeline supplying gas to the Odukbani power plant 2 will be completed in a few days, and that will also generate about 400 megawatts, among others. The national grid suffered shutdowns at least twice in the past week, leading to blackouts across the country. In Abuja, students have expressed displeasure at the constant strikes undertaken by members of the Academic Staff Union of universities. With yet another strike ongoing, some of the students have thought up diverse ways to get busy while they wait to return to school. Correspondent Helen Osamide Akins reports.
The recent rollover strike is one many students are finding difficult to deal with. TVC News crew visited Ido, a popular students' area of the University of Abuja main campus. We were welcomed by almost lonely streets in this normal ever-busy area. The few students left in the vicinity are now preparing to leave, having had their hope dashed that they would resume soon. Philip Braimo, a 400-level theatre arts student of the University of Abuja, had taken the bull by the horns. He has decided to improve in his skills in graphic design, as no one can actually tell when the strike will be called off. Just like Philip, Barnabas Abu, an Abuja-based student, has also decided to get a paying job, pending when government and ASUU decide to resolve their disagreements.
I've been part of this since my 100 level days, but I'm not really focused on it because my studies have taken 100% of my time, so I read more and to get more grades. But aside that, weekends I come here to join, then I learn those things. But in this period, it has been like a little bit intense because there is nothing I'm doing right now.
Like this year, latest September, so I can start my service. Then I already got someone that was ready to help me secure a good job, my certificate. So for me, the strike is really affecting me. Like, it's very bad. I feel very bad for the strike.
Daminola Adedeji has been in school since the first one-month strike was declared in February. But now, he no longer sees why he should continue staying back in school. He has resolved to go back to Ogun State to join his parents, pending when he is able to get something tangible to do.
Why I'm still around because I'm just trying to gather money for transport, because transport right now, because of fuel and all that, it's kind of a bit expensive. That's why I'm still chilling for now.
Like graduating this year, we feel like the way our VC is making things fast for us. We're already happy, we're leaving school, trying to make plans for our future. Now the strike is, trust me, it hurts me.
The National Association of Nigerian Students in February embarked on a nationwide protest to demand that ASUU and the federal government reach a decision to allow students return to school. That did not make a difference, as a week later, the Academic Staff Union extended its strike to the dismay of the students. The student body describes the action as an attack on the future of Nigerian students. The leadership of the students' body had met with the Minister of Education, but all efforts to meet with the Academic Staff Union of universities have proved abortive.
I called the president of ASUU, that the leadership of NAS want to meet with him. He quickly told me that he will get back to me. After 24 hours, I didn't see his call. I called, he didn't pick. I sent a message to him. He replied 5 minutes after that he will call me later. 4 days after, I called, he didn't pick my call.
The students are giving ASUU and the federal government another opportunity to reach an agreement to allow students return to classroom, or else they will have students occupy major streets in the country on the 28th of March. But how many Nigerian students or parents are willing to allow their words take over the streets in a protest to demand that ASUU and federal government resolve their issues?
Good luck to those that are going. My prayers are with them. I pray nothing will happen to them, and I pray that when they go, they will come back safely and they will hear good news. But me as a person, I'm not going.
I don't think the strike has done anything good for us at all.
No,
the strike is just to make hell of a noise, just to
waste our time.
Some students even use the opportunity to vandalize.
Do you get
things and other things?
Beyond the effect the strike has had on students, businesses located around the areas where the students reside have also witnessed a dip in patronage. Some of the businesses are now under lock and key, pending their customers' return.
It has been proven that students perform less in examinations after returning from a strike, as they tend to forget key points from lectures due to the long stay at home. ASUU and the federal government must consider reaching a lasting agreement for the good of the students who are set to be leaders of tomorrow. Helena Samede Akins, TVC News, Abuja.
Chairman Nigerians in Diaspora Commissioner Dabiri Erewa has stressed the need for post-traumatic therapy for Nigerians evacuated from the crisis in Ukraine. While receiving the American Society of Safety Professionals in Abuja, Ms. Dabiri Erewa urged the professional body to remain agents of change, uplifting and fostering Nigeria's global image. President, American Society of Safety Professionals, Nigerian chapter, Shehu Kabir, disclosed that the organization is willing to volunteer in reintegrating returnees.
Then we had a lot of diaspora groups and associations all over the world. So All you just need to do after all this is done, we can link you up with them, and then they get to know more about your association. And like you said, safety is for everybody. Everybody needs it. You know, it's part of our daily life. So I think it's something everybody should be involved in. So wherever you are, whether it's in Dubai or Saudi or Liberia, during COVID-19, we actually got a group of the diaspora together, and they gave equipment worth almost over 50 million naira. You know, PPEs to every state of Nigeria. So that's what we try to do: partnership, volunteerism, you know, giving back to your country and your society.
A lot of Nigerians that are in diaspora are willing to communicate with us and also interact and network. So that one gives us a very, very impressive idea that if we really had a good relationship with the NITCOM, it will really go a long way to make our ASSP excel in diaspora, whereby all our people, Nigerians, can be able to network with us, and so that they link up so that we will make something better for our country.
Hundreds of residents in Ogun, a riverine community in Lagos, have benefited from a medical outreach organized by the International Visitor Leadership Program, a United States professional exchange program. Although the residents were all smiles as they received free medical checkup and drugs, they are asking the government to build and equip hospitals, schools, and provide other basic amenities for them. We have details in this report. On board a 30-seater boat are alumni of the International Visitor Leadership Program, and they are on their way to Ogun, a riverine community in Lagos. It takes about 15 to 17 minutes to get to Snake Island, also known as Ogun, under Amu ward of the local government area of Lagos State. When the team arrived at the jetty, the people were already seated, waiting for the goodies the visitors had. Ogun, a community of different tribes, culture, and religion. Today, it plays host to the United States Consulate, an alumni of the International Visitor Leadership Program, a U.S. Department of State professional exchange program.
The things the U.S. mission in Nigeria does is we have different exchange programs. And this program in particular is called the International Visitor Leadership Program. They go to the United States for a professional exchange program. While they're there, they're paired with mentors, they go to different institutions, they gain new skills, new resources. And then we ask them, you can't just come back to Nigeria and just go on with your life. Now you have to give back to your community.
We believe that grassroots development is very crucial to nation building. That is why we take one community at a time. Through the help of the United States government, we are here today, to sensitize them on health issues and do free medical tests and give them drugs. And also we brought, clothes, food items and toys for the children to make it memorable.
It is said that the population here keeps growing. According to locals, there are about 500,000 persons, an overwhelming number for the visiting health staff and caregivers.
The health center we have is functioning, but cannot really cope. When you see the population you have seen today, it cannot really cope with that population. And for this kind of group to remember there are people living out there is very wonderful.
Snake Island has been in existence for decades, yet it lacks basic social amenities like schools, good roads, hospitals, and potable water.
That was brought down today was the first program that I would say we really appreciate, because we need a lot of development in this community, but the government are not coming with a lot of development. But this one that they brought now is an evidence that we are going to see more of it. Certain year, if the NGO can even help us to come and bring doctors down here, we really appreciate it.
U.S. Mission in Nigeria supports a variety of exchange programs such as this, and it focuses on promoting and strengthening the economy of the country. Sarah Yeku, TVC News, Lagos. To politics now. Sokoto State Governor and presidential aspirant on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Aminu Tambuwal, visited stakeholders in Kaduna over his desire to become president in the year 2023. He noted that his ambition is aimed at rebuilding the country. The Sokoto State Governor added that having worked in the judiciary, legislature and executive arms of government, he possesses the necessary qualities to provide good governance if elected.
We need someone that can unify this country, someone that is pan-Nigerian, someone that understands the dynamics of governance and modern-day governance of 21st century. When you talk about democracy, someone possibly that has democratic governance experience in terms of either being in the executive arm of government or in the legislative arm of government. And when you talk about governance and governing a country like Nigeria, you must not relegate the judiciary.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still talking politics as former Super Eagles players have described the national leader of the All Progressives Congress and presidential aspirant Bola Tinubu as a forthright politician who has contributed immensely to the development of democracy and grassroots sports in Nigeria. Well, they made this known during a courtesy visit to ASUU Bola Tinubu in Lagos, where they declared their support for his presidential ambition. Correspondent Ola Awako reports.
It was more like a reunion for these ex-Super Eagles internationals. It is the first time in a long while that these soccer legends are converging on Lagos in this large number. And the mission is to celebrate the national leader of the APC and 2023 presidential aspirant, ASUU Bola Tinubu. The ex-internationals, some of whom flew into the country to pay him this visit ahead of his 70th birthday, describe him as a true leader of leaders who has done a lot for the development of grassroots soccer in the country. For Kanu Nwankwo, ASUU Tinubu's support for his Heart Foundation has made it possible for hundreds of Nigerians to be given hope again.
He gave us 5 million, and that 5 million is what started Kanu Foundation today. And Kanu Foundation have operated 595 open heart operation Nigerians everywhere, from the south, north, east, and west.
You are the reason why I call Lagos home. You're the reason we are so comfortable in Lagos. And for me, you're the leader of all leaders.
They say they are ready to support ASUU Tinubu's lifelong ambition.
We all are here to celebrate you, to support you as our incoming president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Given the courtesy visit by these ex-internationals, ASUU Bola Tinubu says he would continue to celebrate the heroic deeds of these former Super Eagles players.
To the foreigners of this nation,
Taribu West prayed fervently for Tinubu's presidential aspiration.
We command Ahmed Bola Tinubu's name right now to stand in that throne of the presidency of this nation.
Yeah. One of the reasons of this convergence is for a novelty match organized by the Tinubu Support Group and Lagos State government.
They are our own unrewarded talent, and we must try as hard as possible to change things for the better. And I promise I'll do that, given the opportunity. I'll continue to make my contribution to the betterment of our leaders and the upbringing of our children.
I'm wishing him the happiest birthday, the best he can get.
ASUU Bola Tinubu says the visit by these ex-internationals to celebrate him will go into history as one of the most cherished courtesy calls on his 70th birthday. Ola Awako, TVC News, Lagos.
Stakeholders in Ogun State under Yewa North local government have unanimously endorsed the state governor, Dakwa Abiodun, for the second term in office based on his achievements in the last 3 years. They also appealed to the chairman, Senate Committee on Finance, and the current senator representing Lagos West at the Senate to come and represent them in Ogun West. TVC News correspondent Kazim Olowe reports.
It was a carnival-like atmosphere at Ayetoro
the administrative headquarters of Yewa North local government in Ogun State, politicians, artisans, traders, women group and different associations converged on Unity Primary School at Yetoro to discuss the state of things in the state and the senatorial district and to decide where to go in 2023. One after another, they expressed their minds about different achievements of the current administration in the state and agreed to support the governor for another term in office.
Without doubt, the governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun MFR, has performed very well in bringing governance closer to the people through people-centered projects that are conceived and implemented in a bottom-up approach. I am satisfied that he has done better than many previous governments in the state.
Yewa North and indeed Ogun West has fared better under Prince Dapo Abiodun than most previous administrations.
They singled out the senator representing Lagos West, Solomon Adeola, popularly known as Yayi, as their preferred candidate for the Ogun West senatorial district.
Senator Olamilekan Adeola, popularly called Yayi, is not currently carrying our mandate in Yewa North. Despite that, his positive impacts in our local government are unmistakable. Empowerment programs for women and youth, scholarship to indigent students, and support to many CDAs and town associations. Yayi has indeed extended hands-on fellowship to us.
We've seen what he could do. He performed excellently well. And so we now say, oh, if our son could do that for them in Lagos, it's high time we call him back home.
Despite the fact that he's representing Lagos West, he has been doing more than those representing us in Ogun State at present.
The pledge to mobilize massively in support of the two of them and ensure that they get to office in 2023 in order to enjoy more inclusive governance and quality representation at the Senate. Kazim Olowe, TVC News, Ayetoro.
Still in commemoration of the International Women's Day, a Lagos-based advocacy group has embarked on a peace walk to sensitize families in suburbs like Ojuelegba and Yaba. They're canvassing that all biases against women be set aside. Regrettable for them is that on the first day of the Women's History Month, which is March, the Nigerian legislature voted against 5 bills sought to promote more opportunities for women in political parties, governance, and the society at large. Armed with placards, the gender rights advocates walked across markets, streets along the way, speaking to whoever listened about how important women are in developing a society.
I've embarked on an advocacy peace walk for gender equality to commemorate the International Women's Day and also to reorientate and sensitize the mindset of people around about the rights of women, which are also human rights and which are valid. We ask that people collaboratively work together to break the bias, to break the stereotypes, to break the sexual violence that is being done against the females because of their genders.
Women have been the most segregated aspect of the society which they are part of. Women are part of. Women suffer from decisions that they were never part of when they were making those decisions. And we are just here to tell them that, okay, right now, women should be in the space of leadership. Support a woman and ensure that women have that space to be able to, bring out their full potentials in them.
With that, it's a wrap on the news this hour. Join us at the top of the hour for more news update. Thanks for watching.